Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be welcoming back my old friend Julie Breithaup, and you know her. She was one half of a duo, Julie and Heather Lee, on Fantasy Bedtime Hour, the classic cable access show in the Bay Area. And today I will be having her back on. We're going to talk about Halloween and horror movies and stuff like that. And I'm pretty excited to have her back on and stuff. I met her in person last month when I was in the Bay Area, and she was hella cool. We got to talk for a while, and I really enjoyed her company, and going to have her back on again today. So, yeah, here is my new interview with Julie Breithaup. Hey, Julie.
Hey, Tommy. How are you?
I'm great. How the fuck are you?
Pretty good. I just got back from a mimosa brunch, and I'm feeling pretty good.
A mimosa brunch?
Well, you know, that's the only kind, but yes.
Wow, I never been to one. I've only been to like a breakfast mid-afternoon one.
Really? Oh, well, that's you know, brunch and mimosas are synonymous. You have to. It's just, I feel like I don't even have to mention mimosas for brunch. It's just gonna magically appear. But yeah. Good.
Oh, I was ate
How's your Sunday going?
I'm a little tired. I went to a horror con yesterday, and it was a long day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was fun. It could have been better if I had had more money, but it was pretty fun.
So it was like a horror con, like a Comic-Con kind of thing?
Yeah. Same.
Oh, nice. Where was that? Who was there and what kind of stuff?
Sinister Creature Con in Sacramento, and
Nice.
I met the ladies of the Evil Dead. They're going to be coming on here pretty soon.
Nice.
Suzanne Snyder and Grant Kramer doing a Killer Clowns reunion.
Nice.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Oh, Cheryl Lee from Twin Peaks. I made her blush when I asked her what's her secret to not aging. She was tearing up and all that. I felt so good. She loved me, I'll tell you.
Oh, nice. Is Cheryl Lee the one with the mole on by her eyebrow?
No, that's Sherilyn Fenn. She was supposed to be. She was supposed to be there. She canceled at last minute. Cheryl Lee is the dead girl, Laura Palmer.
Oh, okay.
And
I want to say Sherilyn Fenn is hot.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I would so invite her back to my place for morning after pills.
You just drop that into the mimosa?
No. Oh my God. People are so fucking sensitive now about morning after pills. It's like become the new roofie. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Like, I mean, I think a morning after pill is basically like birth control, right? And
exactly.
What the hell? Yeah, so, I mean, like, you know, who doesn't, you know, I took birth control for many years, and then I got off it, like 10 years ago, which was tough because I was on it for like 25 years.
Wow.
And getting off it is some tough ass shit because it's all hormones, you know. So when you get off it, your body kind of freaks out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got horrible acne. Like the first time in my life, I just got full on acne. So now when I see this like Proactive commercials, I'm like, oh my God, I feel you, girl. That's the worst. It cleared up after like a year, but oh my God, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Since then, yeah, IUD all the way.
Absolutely.
All about it.
Absolutely. Let's see, Ken Foree from Dawn of the Dead. I was so excited about meeting him. He was cool.
Oh man, did you get any new interviews?
No, you know what? I don't know what it is. There's this fucked up shit going on at conventions with interviews. Like I gave up. I gave up trying to get interviews at cons. I was lucky to get the one that I got this year because she already knew me for a while. So it's all good. But
how do you normally track down people? Because I see you get like a lot of really good actors from whatever films or TV shows and stuff. Like how are you able to contact them?
Facebook, Twitter, their website. All you got to do is just, tell them what you're doing, what you're all about, and, they either respond or they don't, and either they want to do it or they don't want to do it. It's pretty easy. Anybody can do it now.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't deal with their fucking agents and shit. I have, and they've been fucked up to me and shit, but I want to deal with
agents, sure.
Yeah, I want to deal with them directly,
By the way, it was really awesome meeting you in person. That was cool.
Yeah, my only regret is we didn't get to take a selfie, but I took one with Anna after you left.
That was nice.
And it was shitty.
Well, yeah, honestly, it was good meeting you, and I was super happy that your friends stick around. What's her name again?
Anna Marie.
That was Anna? Okay, yeah. She was rad. She was awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she actually was a superhero because I left my purse at the bar.
Yeah.
I walked all the way home, realized that I left it there, and then by the time I texted you, she had found me on Facebook and texted me that she had just left it with the concierge, so that was rad. Because the next day I was leaving on a vacation and I kind of needed my identification, so that was very helpful to me.
Yeah, my phone gets such a bad reception in certain places. I got all these messages, I don't know, a few minutes later and shit. I was like, oh shit, And I didn't know when the movie was going to start either, because it was being delayed.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? So that was for Willy Wonka, right?
Yeah.
Did that get a bunch of people?
Oh, the whole theater was full, I'll tell you.
Awesome. When I was leaving, I saw a bunch of people dressed in theme outfits for Willy Wonka, so that looked like it was going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a really good night. And
yeah, Alamo Drafthouse is the coolest. I really like those guys.
Yeah, and meeting Veruca in person was cool. Mike TV was kind of a dick, to be honest. He was.
Why? What happened?
He was just too. They said he was a real brat when he was a kid. I think he still is, kind of. He's just. He cares more talking about the girls than talking to the guys. And then he turned me down for an interview when I emailed him just like a couple of weeks ago and shit. And he said, "How about next year when we do this tour again?" And I'm like, "I may not even be doing this again next year." So,
Well, why wouldn't you be doing it again? I thought this is how long you've been doing this for years, right?
Oh, just for a year I've been doing it. I'm just doing it because there's nothing to do up here in Reading, and I don't know. I may come back to the Bay Area. I may move to LA. I don't know yet. My life is very unpredictable financially. When you live with a mother who has mental disabilities and stuff, and physical disabilities, your life can be unpredictable. So
did you kind of move back to help out your mom?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, I never see her because she's up in the Bay Area working and stuff.
Oh.
She lost her job out here, and then she got one up there, and she's been staying with my brother over there.
So you're out by yourself in Reading?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I write. I do this podcast. I masturbate.
Do you have that on a schedule? It's time to masturbate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Pretty much.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got your priority.
I sure do. Oh my God. So do you remember your first Halloween costume?
Okay, so you told me this is going to be Halloween themed, so I'm kind of racking my brain to figure out things, but yeah, I'm glad you asked about that, because my first Halloween memory is very fond to me, and I actually found the picture evidence to back this up, but I remember I had just moved to Oregon. It was just before the first grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember asking my dad, like, having this kind of vague concept of what Halloween was, and being like, Daddy, what am I going to be for Halloween? And it's actually really funny because I actually grew up in Kentucky, so for a long time I had a bit of a southern accent.
Really?
I was all like, Daddy, what am I going to be for Halloween? And he's just like, and I remember him looking at me very earnestly. He's like, Julie, you were going to be a robot cat. And he had this box and he was gluing tinfoil to it. And to this day, it was pretty much the best outfit ever. Because it was basically like a box covered in tinfoil and these like tinfoil cat ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, and my brother was, I guess it was Ace Frehley from Kiss. So yeah, it was really awesome pick of me and my brother. I'm a robot cat and he's Ace Frehley. And, and I think I should revisit that outfit because it's pretty awesome. And you never really see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What was your first outfit?
I was Pee Wee Herman when I was 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like to masturbate.
Do you remember it, though?
Yeah, I wore a black suit, red bow tie, had my hair cut. The funny thing is this: I have a syndrome called Simpson-Galabi syndrome. My body is rapidly bigger than it should be, and my organs are 10 years older than I am. And a month after Halloween that year, I had my vaccine shots, and I blew up as a result of it. I got bigger, and I'm really tiny, dressed as Pee Wee Herman, but I got really big like by the next month. And a year later, I took my pictures to class for show and tell, and my brother was who was 14 at the time, was Mr. Stay Puft, and they all said that I was Mr. Stay Puft, and that hurt my feelings.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Actually, though, meeting you in person, you're a big guy. Like, I thought, like Andre the Giant. Like, I was like, you're like a big, strong guy. So, like, how big were you at 4 years old?
Well, I went from being pretty tiny to being pretty big. I was the tallest kid in my class every single year. If you look at pictures,
You were like 3 feet at 4 years old, or
starting at 4 years old, and it just got big. I got bigger from there after the vaccine shots. And if you look at pictures of me and with my class and stuff, they all look like they're exactly what they were, 8 years old. I look like I'm 14.
Do you think that the vaccine shots exacerbated your condition?
Yeah, well, I think I would have got big anyways had I not gotten vaccine shots. But yeah, I think it did do it.
What's it called again?
Simpson-Galabi syndrome.
Simpson-Galabi syndrome. Now, is that the same kind of thing like Andre the Giant had, or like any of these giant kind of folks?
No, his was pretty severe. He has one that made him die pretty young, and ours we make it to anywhere between 65 and 75, but he had a pretty bad one. He had one where his heart was so damn big it wasn't going to last past 45 or however old he was when he died. Yeah, no, he was much worse.
Yeah. Although I did see, I don't know if you saw this, like, there was, maybe it's on HBO, but they had some
documentary.
Yeah, and I just was watching it thinking, like, God, he was just a rad human being.
He was. I couldn't get through it. It was just too sad for me.
It was sad, but it was also just fascinating. Just, yeah, it made me wish I had known him. Like, he just seemed like such a good human.
Yeah. But that was my first costume. I can remember all my costumes pretty much.
You can?
Yeah.
Dang. So was Halloween a pretty big deal for you?
It always was a pretty big deal for me. It still is, and I just used to look forward to it every year, and we always took pictures and everything.
What are you going to be this year?
I haven't dressed up in about 3 years. Last time I did was 3 years ago after I'd gotten out of the hospital from my accident. I just don't have a desire to really do it anymore. At least not at this point, because I'm over here in Reading where there's nothing. If I move somewhere, then I will go back to dressing up again. But right now, I don't really need to. Yeah.
Do kids even come trick-or-treating at your door?
We do have kids who live in the complex, yes.
Yeah. You dressed up for them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, meh. It's all about, actually it is. It's all about impressing adults.
They're very wary around here, around guys who are single, because this is like the pedophile capital, I'll tell you.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you go on the Predator Watch thing, oh, God, you'll find a lot of pedophiles in Reading.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. I thought it was kind of funny when we were messaging each other, and you said, like, oh, you can think of me like your younger perverted brother that you always wanted. I was thinking, like, I can't think of any girl that has ever wanted a younger perverted little brother.
Oh, not on the level of...
That would mean that you'd have to accidentally walk on them masturbating pretty much, like, all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, not on the level of fucking pedophilia. That shit's disgusting.
Oh yeah, that is. Yes, we're not condoning that on any means.
No. But yeah, I mean, like for Halloween, I mean, I was a pirate for 2 years in a row. I was a clown. I was a ninja. I was a doctor. I was Jason Voorhees with a Dracula cape because I saw some kid do it the year before.
Nice.
I was Jim Carrey as the Mask. I was Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I was Beavis and Butthead. I was the killer in Scream for a couple of years because I got lazy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. God, I was a hippie. I was Paul McCartney during the Sgt. Pepper's era.
Nice.
I was Lewis in Revenge of the Nerds when he lost his virginity.
Okay. Nicely done.
That was the last one I wore. That was 3 years ago. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I was conversing with Heatherly. I was like, I'm going to be doing this thing with Tommy. Recollecting Halloween stuff. And she's like, oh, make sure you tell him about our Halloween experience when we were all high on ecstasy.
Oh.
And this was so this was probably like early 2000s, and this was when they would open Castro Street to like a big Halloween festival, and it was amazing. So it used to be that all of Castro would be open, and it would become like basically blocked off, and everybody would show up there like on Halloween, and it was just this craziness. They ended up closing it because I guess in mid-2000 there was some stabbing. It just kind of got out of hand, and a lot of bad element got in there, and it just got too much. But before that, it was like where you would go. And we were super into Halloween, and we would always, every year, it was like the big thing that we would go to, and it was all these, like, we would plan, like, months before, like, concept outfits to go, and, like, I even had a friend that was kind of almost like an installation, like a float that would, just kind of find a place, set up his costume, be like, Atlantis or some kind of, like, crazy installation piece, and just have people take pictures with him. It was like that kind of scene. It was crazy. But I mostly fell prey to like a lot of like sexy this or sexy that, like I did a lot of like sexy Japanese schoolgirl kind of things. But that particular year, I was rocking the Wonder Woman outfit hard, and I was crushing it. It was really good.
Oh.
So we had taken some X before. We had walked all the way to the Castro, and by the time we got to the Castro, it was kicking in pretty hard, and we were just kind of walking around being whatever we were being. So I was Wonder Woman. Heatherly, this was interesting. Heatherly was Rob Zombie's girlfriend, which was a total like concept piece. But what was interesting about that is you're running into thousands of people.
Right.
At least five people that night totally pointed at her. It was like Rob Zombie's girlfriend, and I was just like, what the fuck? How did I know that? That's amazing. So we're down there, and it was me, Heatherly, our roommate at the time, this guy Cam, who was kind of amazing. He's like this Korean guy that pretty much is Bruce Lee. Like he could lift like 5 times his body weight. You know, he had like the lats that look like bats, like Bruce Lee does. Like it's crazy, right?
Right.
And we were down. I think we had maybe a couple other folks with us too, like Karateka and our friend Nicholas who played Lord Fowl.
Right.
And we were out there, and somebody was having, and this was probably like the worst idea ever, but had a house like on Market Street and was having like a house party in the Castro, like on Halloween night.
Uh-huh.
So of course, like everybody's just crashing this party. So we go there, we crash this house party, we're sitting there, we are just out of our minds, like at this point, like just tripping.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that point, which is interesting because I'm usually like this serial monogamy, I've got a boyfriend usually at any given time, but for that particular night, I did not have a boyfriend, and I found one hot guy that was Clark Kent, and since I was Wonder Woman, I'm like, that's the guy. So he was my guy. I kind of made out with him all night, but we were sitting on these couches. I remember we were just tripping balls, and there was this guy that was having bad party etiquette, like horrible party etiquette. And we're sitting there.
Yeah.
The chicken is taking all the couches. This girl, this hot chick, has literally passed out, and this guy, who clearly did not know her, was promoting on her and trying to grope her a little bit, and kind of thinking that he could get away with something, you know, like maybe he's gonna, you know, make out with her and just like take her somewhere and have sex with her, and she is passed out. She is like not gonna be able to do anything. So I see this first, and I'm tripping balls pretty hard, but I'm just like, I knew this is bad. I knew this is bad news. And so I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, get away from my friend. Like, she's my best friend. Get away from her. And he's pretty fucked up too. So he looks at me, and he's like, he takes a moment, and he looks at me, and then he just plays my hand, and he's like, you don't know her. You don't know this girl. Like that matters, right? Like if I don't know her, then he should be able to just completely this girl. And so I'm just like, no, I do know her. And then my friend Cam, who was ever the gentleman, was just so like, you know, like, hey, you know, that's not cool. Give it to this girl, because Cam is down. Like Cam would have kicked this guy's ass, but this is a pretty big guy. Like this is like so like if I was just gonna fully make an assessment in profile, he looks like, you know, somebody that maybe came over from East Bay, kind of this big black dude, and he's kind of thinking that he's going to throw his weight and we're not going to press him on this. But between Cam and I, we were kind of pressing on him. And I don't know where Heatherly is at this point, but, you know, we were having a hard time getting him off this girl at this point. And then the most awesome thing in the world happened. So Cam and I are trying to kind of get this guy to stop molesting this passed out girl. And then Heatherly comes, like, out of nowhere. And the awesome thing about Heatherly is that Heatherly's high, and she doesn't give a fuck. She gets, like, right away, like, in this dude's face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this dude is, like, 6 foot something, and Heatherly is, like, maybe 5 feet. And she's, like, in his face, he's sitting down, so he gets up, right? And he's thinking he's going to throw his weight on Heatherly.
Right.
And Heatherly just does not back down and full on, like, does the Jerry Springer, like, hand gesture, arm thing, clapping back at him and stuff like that. She's like, oh, no, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. With zero irony, because Heatherly at this point is just basically like a sassy black lady. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, just became somebody else. And suddenly, there's just this thing between Heatherly and this dude, and they are in each other's face. They are not backing down. I think, like, hey, this might actually be fucking physical. But Heatherly is just, like, not having it. And this guy then suddenly challenges basically, like everybody to a fight. He's like, I'm going to fight you. He points to me and Cam and Heatherly. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass.
Oh, my God.
And then I'm just like, seriously? I'm a chick. You're going to kick my ass? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And, but actually, it was Heatherly that was the turning point. At that point, Cam and I would just kind of sat back down because we were unable really to talk at that point. And Heatherly just handled it back at her or just kind of doing the hand gestures at her, she would just clap a little louder or get her hand gestures a little bit higher. And then I saw him break. I actually literally saw the dude break, and then he just became cowed by her and respectful and just backed away. He just backed away backwards into the hedges. It was amazing. It was awesome. So Heatherly basically saved that passed out chick that night.
Oh, wow.
And then we stayed with her until she kind of came to a little bit. So lesson number 1 is do not go black out at a party.
Oh.
And lesson number 2 is if you ever get in that kind of fight, just do whatever the other person is doing a little louder or a little higher.
Wow. God. My God. I should tell you my crystal meth story.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, back in 2012, my friend Nina from high school brought this girl that she was like roommates with and hanging out with all the time to my birthday party, and I got so fucked up. I was like fucking all over this girl. I was sucking her finger and doing shit that I don't normally do.
One finger?
Yeah, I was sucking her finger.
Okay.
And a couple weeks later, they asked me if I wanted to come with them to Santa Cruz to see Berlin play at the Boardwalk, and I said sure.
Yeah.
So we get there, and there's no free parking, and they're like, "Fuck this, let's not go." And they were like, "Want to go back to our hotel and hang out?" And I said sure. And then they bring out the meth pipe, and I've never done it before in my life, and I was always told don't do it, you know. But I wanted to fuck her friend so badly. I did it for the pussy, basically. So
did it result in pussy?
Yes, let me tell you. So we start at like 6:30 at night. I was there from 6:30. Okay, I was there from like 6 o'clock at night till 6:30 a.m. Sunday, and that's all we did the whole fucking weekend. I did not sleep. I did not eat. We were just getting high and talking and having a great time. And on fucking Saturday, her and I fucked so many times. I mean, I don't know how my friend could fucking just sit there and just fucking watch without like getting involved. It was so crazy.
You ended up getting high and fucking this girl like in front of other people?
Just in front of my friend, yeah.
Oh my God! Was it like he should participate too kind of thing, or just like I'm just gonna do this?
She watched and she fingered herself a little bit, but that was it.
Wow.
When you're under the influence of that shit, you have no boundaries.
Yeah, what is that like? Have you done it since?
Oh hell no.
It's highly addictive, right?
Oh hell no. It is highly addictive. I've never done it again. I never will and stuff. And if I did it now, I'd probably die because with all my stomach problems from my accident and shit. But yeah, I mean, you have no boundaries. You fucking recall every waking moment of certain situations that come up in conversation. I mean, it's weird. It is weird, but it's.
So when you're high on meth, you actually have like really good memory retention. Like you don't black out. You just remember it all.
You remember shit from the past, but you can black out from it. You can black out. But they were doing it every single day, you know, and so I was just doing it that weekend. And so yeah, we did a lot of fucking and stuff and having fun and all that. And then
So is it good to fuck on meth, or is it just sort of like being super drunk and you don't really remember?
yeah, it was kind of that feeling, drunk feeling.
Yeah.
But so Sunday comes and I have to go to work. So they take me to the train station. I have to start work at like 10 a.m. And I start at 10 a.m. I'm out by 4, I think. And then I go to Gay Pride.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Why'd you go to Gay Pride?
Because I'm bisexual and I like to support my my fellow gays and stuff.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So have you hooked up? Have you ever had a boyfriend?
Never had a boyfriend, no, but I have hooked up many times. I'm an exhibitionist and I'm a freak.
You're equal opportunity?
Absolutely.
Are you top or bottom?
I'm a bottom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, okay.
When was your first gay experience, though?
When I was about 17, I was partnered up with this guy in this one class that I had. And that guy is a girl now. He's a transgender.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So, what is your type?
Just anyone who I think is attractive or just, good conversationalist and stuff like that. Non-judgmental, stuff like that.
I hear that. Like, you know what, I'm seldom, like, just physically into people. Like, I really have to be able to kind of talk to them a little bit before I can,
Yeah.
have any kind of feeling toward them one way or the other.
Yeah, we're all like that,
Yeah.
But, okay, so let me tell you. So I went to Gay Pride, and it was literally, like, ending by that point. It was, like, 5:30, 6 o'clock by the time I get there. So I just turned around, went back on BART. I got to Daly City. I went to Nation Burger because I was hungry, finally.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I get on the bus, and I'm fucking falling asleep on this girl's shoulder that I don't even fucking know. And she's nudging me back and shit. Then finally she just fucking stands up and then goes sit someplace else. So I get home. I go to bed at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 1 p.m. the next day. And I'm having the worst stomach pains of my entire life. And that was enough to make me never want to do that shit again. And I never did. I mean, I had a great time, don't get me wrong, but just, it wasn't worth it.
No, I hear that. Like, I feel like, like, I've experimented with stuff, but I feel like those days are behind me, like, like acid and shrooms and...
Oh, God. Oh, I have a shroom story.
Yeah, but, to be honest, and, like, I've never done, what's the new one? It's not ecstasy, it's, MDMA, or what? It's like, it's supposed to be like way better than ecstasy.
I'm out of the loop with the drug culture.
But yeah, but it's been like a long ass time, and I think and I'm thankful for this because I know people that have addictive personalities that probably if they would have done a weekend of meth, that may have made them addicted to meth.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel fortunate that whatever it is, I don't really seem to have that. I can kind of experiment with a thing and then be done with it. And I feel like my hard drug days are, I don't know, like maybe it's because maybe I had bad ecstasy at some point. So it was maybe cut with something weird, but it gave me kind of jittery. I didn't feel great the next morning.
Yeah.
I just feel like my body just doesn't want that. I've definitely had opportunities to do that with people, but I'm just kind of over it. Although I am intrigued by this microdosing culture that's come out. Like just a little bit of acid or just a little bit of shrooms. Like I was hanging out with this girl, had a perfectly lovely conversation with her, all fine and good, and found out that she was just microdosing on acid. And I was just like, wow, you are great. Like you're handling that so well. I never would have known.
Yeah.
And, and apparently people are microdosing like at work or whatever, and I was just like, that was like my worst nightmare. It's like I absolutely do not want to be in a professional situation where I'm tripping in any way.
Yeah.
But I find that super interesting because honestly, one of the barriers I think for those type of drugs is it's like usually like 6 or 8 hours, and that's just too much. Like I don't really want to do that, but I don't know. I guess if it was like 2 hours, maybe that wouldn't be the worst. Still, though, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Those days might be behind me. I think an edible is about what I can take right now. Style.
Oh God, me and Anna Marie, we were doing an episode the other day where we were actually reminiscing about this time she gave me an edible, and I was like fucking getting inappropriate with her while she was driving, and she was gonna fucking kick my ass.
Anna Marie is cool as shit. I could see where you would. She's awesome.
Yeah, I absolutely adore her.
Yeah, so he was a high school friend of yours then?
High school friend, yeah.
Yeah. You had a little crush on her?
I've always had a crush on her. I told her about a year ago, and she's always known about it and stuff. But
Of course,
she's always been into like older guys and stuff. And I think we have that thing where it's like we know we would be happy if we were together, but we don't want to ruin the friendship that we have and the great time that we have.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to figure out who we are and who we want to be with, you know?
Honestly, I think that's important because I know from having relationships and this and that, the people that I could have had a relationship with, that I remained friends with, I'm actually very thankful for, because the people I had a relationship with, I may not even have a relationship now because we took it to romance land or whatever, and then that blew apart and we're not even friends now.
Yeah.
The people I'm friends with, you know, like, for instance, like Tig, I'm still friends with him, and we actually were in a relationship for a few years. He's like the only one I've been able to maintain a friendship with after being in a relationship with, but I think that's so special to be able to be friends with somebody, because in a weird way, I feel like your friendships last longer than your relationship.
Yeah, I do believe that too. Especially marriage also.
It's weird because, you know, you get this whole, like, bullshit kind of Disney, Hollywood perspective thing that you're supposed to, like, meet this person, they're supposed to be, like, your soulmate and blah, blah, blah. But really, it's like these things that we deem as lesser relationships, like friendships, which we gave a lot more leeway to because, you know, for friends, we allow our friends to be real humans with flaws and stuff like that, where I think we are much harder on our significant others. We expect so much more from them that, of course, it's going to blow up because who can live up to that?
Yeah, I met this girl yesterday at the con. I actually saw her at another con a couple months ago. She works for this poster stand, and I don't know, she seems like she may be on drugs or something, but she seems like she's into me. She seems like she's hella into me and shit. And so I gave her my business card and stuff so she can check out the podcast and stuff. And see what happens. Maybe I'll see her again in the future, and then maybe I'll ask her if she wants to go do something, you know.
Well, what do you like about her? What's so cool about her?
She's got a gap in her teeth like I do. She's got red hair, and she looks like just a total freak.
Well, what do you mean by total freak? What do you like about that? What is that?
That she's into kinky sex like I am.
Why do you think because she has a gap in her teeth that she's into kinky sex?
Well, because I look at her and I look at the other people who are working at that stand as well, and you know they all like are into the punk thing and all that stuff. So that would be a clue there.
So, what's your longest relationship?
Seriously, it was only like a couple of months.
Okay.
This girl I dated back in 2008. She was just this girl. She was this heavyset Jewish girl who was an absolute freak, and I loved her. And I met her at this bar through some people that I knew and stuff, and we went out for a few months. It was a lot of fun, and we broke up in a very abrupt way. She broke up with me because she had heard some bar gossip shit talk that wasn't true, and I was devastated. I cried for a couple of months after that. But
and you're not friends with her, I guess, right?
We actually reconnected after my accident because she had heard about it. And we're cool and stuff. I mean, she didn't want to see me when she came back to town to visit because she moved and all that stuff. I was pretty upset about that, but I'm actually glad now because now I know that I don't want a relationship. I want to focus on my career.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's good that you guys were able to reconnect and be friends. I think that's the hardest transition for anyone to make.
Yeah, because it was really hard for her to break up with me and stuff. But
sure.
She felt.
Breakups are hard, for sure. Have you ever had to break up with somebody?
I've stopped seeing certain people. Yeah, but like I said, she was like my most serious relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you still feel like it was necessary that you guys break up?
Yeah, I think so because I was working as a bouncer at the time. I was getting laid left and right. I never cheated on her. Never.
Yeah.
I was dedicated to her. And then once we broke up, I went back to screwing whoever I wanted to, but I was dedicated to her.
Yeah.
But at the time I was just like, nah, I just need to have some fun. Sold my royal oats, as they say.
So are you looking for a relationship, or are you just looking to
No.
sow your royal oats?
I'm looking for lays. Yes, I'm taking applications.
Taking applications?
Yeah.
Was it a one-line application, yes or no?
Yeah.
Just a note with a checkbox.
Yeah. I mean, that girl that I had a few months ago that I told you about and stuff.
Yeah.
She was my landlord.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, well, I hope she gave you some free rent.
No, I only wish. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
She came over to do a podcast, and then she realized that she didn't want to be a part of it because she's a private person. But I started like teasing her and stuff, and then like next thing you know, we're making out, and then we're like fucking on the couch.
But, so you're making out and you're still like recording the podcast?
No, I turned it off.
Oh, okay. That might actually be good for your listeners.
Well, I was going to erase it anyways.
Who do you think your listeners are?
Well, I know, let's see. I got some friends, some family who subscribe, and then a bunch of trolls I've never even met.
Of course. Well, so, you said that you only started doing these podcasts like a year. I assume you may have been doing it longer because you have hundreds of these, right? So does that mean you're doing like two a day or something?
Yeah, several a day sometimes. Yeah, I got 245 now.
Dang.
Coming up
on.
on.
Maybe this is your thing. Maybe this is maybe you're an interviewer. Maybe that's your.
Yeah.
Your cool.
It's one of my things, at least. Yeah, I do think so. I mean.
And the other thing is just being like a pervert, just generally being a pervy guy.
Yeah, I mean, if I do move and stuff, I'm not gonna have much time to do it as often. I'll still do it, but I'm just not gonna have time as much as I do right now. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you found a good niche because I heard a great quote the other day from I think Terry Gross from NPR, and I think the quote was something along the lines of everybody's greatest secret desire is to be interviewed.
Yes, that is a good quote.
Yeah, it's actually true. If you read anything about how to influence people or make friends or blah, 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 it's basically ask them things about themselves. Be a good listener.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I do agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
18? 18, yeah. I was 18.
Yeah, I lost mine at 18 to my guidance counselor.
Wow. That's, so your guidance counselor, how old was your guidance counselor? Like in high school?
Yeah, she was like 32.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. I lost mine to just some dude in Salem, Oregon. It was a guy I was dating when I was 17, right before I went into college. But I knew I wanted to lose my virginity before college started and stuff. And so I seduced him in a Westfala van. And it was stupid. But yeah. But then I wasn't a virgin when I went into college.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, it took me it took me 3 tries to fucking last a while, right?
Yeah, it takes a while.
I am convinced that the fucking worms that were in the dirt on that football field got a lot of protein that night.
Ew. Disgusto. Wow. Dang.
Yeah. She ended up leaving the school like a year or two later and stuff. I actually found her on LinkedIn not too long ago, and she's married now.
Well, LinkedIn may not be the format to friend somebody that you love. I actually know, like, I've gotten, like, exes trying to friend me on LinkedIn, and I'm just kind of thinking, like, yeah, not appropriate. Not that I would friend them in any forum, but LinkedIn is absolutely not.
Well, I've actually found some guests on LinkedIn that I couldn't find on Facebook or Twitter.
Oh, yeah, but that's different. You didn't fuck them. So.
That's true. That is true. That is true. What are your favorite horror movies?
Well, so I used to be very sensitive to violence and stuff like that, and I remember when I saw the first movie that really fucked me up, like, in terms of, like, this really was such a sensitive, I was very sensitive and I couldn't stand this kind of stuff. I remember this exactly. It was RoboCop 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it was exactly the scene where they catch the guy and basically shoot off one by one each of his limbs. And I hadn't been exposed to that level of violence before.
Yeah.
And I was still like, oh my god, like it stayed with me. I thought I hated horror and I thought I hated violent things. And then, I don't know, like life happens and cinema just gets more and more violent. So like I watch that stuff now and I actually see what a masterpiece like RoboCop is. I mean, it's really fucking funny, actually. It's a funny movie.
Oh, yeah.
But in terms of horror and that genre, I think I do love, like, I think it's the second Evil Dead. It's the one with Bruce Campbell. Like, it was the one, like, right before Army of Darkness, which, by the way, I also love Army of Darkness. That's rad. So I love the Evil Dead ones, but I love the smart horror film, and I think right now my favorite smart horror film is Get Out. Like, I think
I love that.
Is fucking so original, and freaky, and so
I love that movie.
beautiful. Like, it was like that. Actually, those guys are such good writers, just in general. Like, they are on point funny, but I've seen them in, like, sketch comedy. I've seen them in TV.
Yeah.
I don't know which was it. Peele that wrote this one? I think it was Peele that wrote this one.
Jordan Peele, yeah.
Yeah, but oh my god, like Get Out, it didn't seem like it was going to be as good as it was, but it is freaky, it is everything. I think that's such a great movie. The other one I really enjoy too is Cabin in the Woods, because it's such a weirdo horror movie too. I love things that you know, like, I know that there's like Halloween and those things, but I like things that have a little bit of a twist. I like things that are dark and smart. I love, like, The Sixth Sense. I wouldn't say that's a horror film, but it's just so good. You know, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Even though almost everything else that he wrote after that is such shit, but yeah, Sixth Sense was just an opus masterpiece.
Yeah.
How about you?
Friday the 13th is my favorite slasher movie of all time.
Yeah, so you're on slasher then with these.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like Shaun of the Dead.
Haven't seen it.
It's good.
I love Zombieland. I love that one.
Oh, that's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Isn't that Woody Harrelson?
With Woody Harrelson, yeah.
I have seen parts of that, but that looked like that was going to be really good.
Yeah. Mirror, Mirror. That's an underrated one.
You know what is really good, actually? It's It Follows. Or, what is It? Or, no, I think it's It Follows.
Which one?
It Follows?
It Follows.
It's kind of an indie... You would like this one, actually. It's an indie one, and the premise of it, which is amazing, is, like, people... So there's this demon that follows you like an STD.
Yeah.
And if you have sex with somebody that is, you know, has this demon STD,
Yeah.
and like a chain letter, it gets passed to you. And it's this gift, and it's this demonic thing that follows you kind of real time, like as if it's walking toward you, right?
Right.
So, like, if you had sex with somebody that had this, now you have it. Like, they no longer have their problem. But what will happen is this demonic thing will kind of real time follow you by foot and end up at your door, and through supernatural ways try to kill you. Now, you can have this thing and be fine for years by literally, like driving past state lines, because it's going to take as long as it takes for somebody to walk to the next state. You could go to Europe. It'll take as long as what it would take to, to walk or to slowly get to Europe. But eventually,
Right.
it will find you unless you have sex with somebody and pass it on. It's pretty epic. It's really good. It actually leaves you for like weeks afterwards trying to figure out a game plan of how you would like escape this thing. If you have this STD, like could you give it to somebody else without letting them know? And like how would you escape it? And would you like fly to different places and then could you kill it, or like what would you do?
Oh God,
That's amazing.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that. That sounds great.
No, it's really good because it has all these questions that you'll be thinking of too, like cause then you're just gonna want to have sex with people that you hate, because you want to hate with somebody to pass this on to them. But yeah, it's nuts.
Shit.
Oh, but here's the thing though: is if it gets you,
Mm-hmm.
then it goes back to the person before you. So then it'll start following the person before you. So it behooves you to not pass this on to somebody and not tell them, because if it kills them, then it'll just come back to you.
Shit. I gotta see that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty complicated, to be honest.
Shit. Oh my God, that sounds great.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good to get to see it's weird sexual dilemmas. And yeah, it's a thinker. It's good.
God, all this sex talk's got me horny now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's part of your condition too. Do you think that your condition makes you more so?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I have attention deficit disorder, as it is. That could play part of it, because my best friend, who died in an accident a couple months before mine, he had pretty bad attention deficit disorder, and he was a horny guy too. So it's possible. So it's possible.
I didn't mean attention deficit. I meant your
Oh,
I keep on forgetting the name of whatever.
Simpson-Galabi syndrome.
Gillian or
I don't know. I don't know. There's not too much research on it.
yeah. that would be like a weird questionnaire. Like, are you super horny because you're a gigantic person?
Oh my God, that's so awesome. Did you read that joke I posted on Facebook yesterday?
Oh no, I gotta go back. I'm kind of awful with Facebook. I do come back to read your posts occasionally, but honestly, I'm barely on it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one joke I heard. You know, what's a redneck do for Halloween? Pumpkin.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite jokes of all time.
Oh, here's another one there too. Deliverance. That could be considered a horror film. Although that might be more like suspense drama or thriller, maybe.
Adventure thriller.
Fucked up shit though.
Yeah, it does. Squeal like a pig.
Actually, though, that does bring up, if you're going like with full slasher, one classic that you cannot pass up, that I cannot pass up, is The Exorcist. I love The Exorcist to this day, because when I look at horror that was made like in the 70s, I mean, with every decade it's a little different, but I just feel like the 70s was such a grittier time, and when you look at cinema in the 70s in general, and especially The Exorcist, I just love how how blatantly fucked up it is, and how they were okay with just going there in the name of art and cinema. Because, like, we don't go there now because of, Hollywood's this big machine of, like, like what's politically correct and what's going to sell and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You look at something like The Exorcist, and it's just, like, even from the beginning scenes where, like, like, the girl is possessed, but she's taking her to the hospital, like, does she have cancer? Like, what's going on? And the doctor comes out, and he's chain smoking, and then the mother's just like, oh, and then she starts chain smoking, and then they're discussing the prognosis, and it's so awesome. And to the point where you have just like a little girl that is literally like demonically possessed and hardcore masturbating herself with a fucking crucifix. Like,
Yeah.
you would never, ever see that in any kind of modern piece. Like, even the edgiest piece of film that you'll see today will never have something like that.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. And so it's interesting because you have to look into like older films basically to see what people used to be able to take it. I feel like 50s obviously they weren't going to do that. 60s they were kind of starting to look at that stuff, but they didn't. 70s they just went crazy on it and they went everywhere and it was in the worst taste. And then I think in the 80s they started just kind of doing funny films and they wouldn't do that. And then from there on it just kind of got more and more sanitized.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really weird now and stuff. I'm hoping with the scripts I write, then horror will be a lot better than it is. I think.
Yeah. Well, because like you even look at something that I'm not sure. I think I saw this ages ago. I can't even remember because it wasn't even that awesome. But I remember there was this film I think in the 90s. It was called like Angel Heart or something, and it was
Yeah, Robert De Niro.
And blah, blah, blah. But the thing that I remember about it, it was the first film to come out in forever that was rated X. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's fucking rated X. Like, what does that mean?
Right.
And I think I did see it, and it's just like, it has kind of like this weird, like, sex scene or whatever. But, I mean, there was nothing really even nearly that was even as crazy as this fucking Exorcist. Like, The Exorcist is badass. It's just interesting, like, how, it's just interesting how the times change. It's actually interesting, like, seeing now, like, the Me Too movement and things. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's just that our ethics and our morals change, and we try to retroactively slap that label on the past and the present, and, and it's, I think it's just this evolving thing, like, how morals change, and who knows what The Exorcist is rated? That might have been rated R, but who could have been PG at the time? Like, who knows what that was? But
it was R.
I mean, that's a gnarly movie.
It sure is. It sure is. Oh my God. Well, Julie, I thank you so much again for coming on.
Absolutely. It's awesome to talk to you, and when you are back in town, let me know.
Absolutely. And I want to do this again soon.
Sure.
And I'll hit up Heatherly to do one too soon, as soon as I get the schedule all figured out and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, she would like that. So
cool.
Yeah, you should hit up cameraman Jen. I know she would like that too, and she's.
Oh, I did.
She got a lot of stories.
I did hit her up, and I never heard back.
Oh yeah. She's a bit of a weirdo. I have what I think are her email addresses, but she's very cryptic about that. She almost never responds to them. Although she sends me these just very cryptic pictures of her baby guinea pigs. So I'm like, okay, I know she's out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your Sunday, sir.
All right. You too.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Julietta Breithaupt. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Julie. I always love talking to you. You're pretty awesome. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Till next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.